Hey, I get this question all the time. When is the right time? I just had a person I've chatted with about buying a house, and they said, "We'll just wait on you to tell us when the right time is." And I said, "The real answer is the right time to buy a house is when you're ready." Now, there's a few kind of key parts to it, and things that what does it mean to be ready to buy a house? Well, I think the first thing is that you're ready to assume the responsibility of what it means to have your own home. Uh, Part of that responsibility is when something goes wrong that you're willing to take care of the repairs. Now, there's certain homes, like if you buy a condo, and a condo can come in all sorts of forms. It can be sort of what people think of as an apartment. It could be a townhouse. It could be other forms of homes. Uh, but with a condo, you basically own from the paint inside. The condo association generally takes care of the outside. Or if you have a more typical home, it's you are responsible for everything. So if something falls on the roof, you generally have insurance, but you still have a deductible and stuff like that. So that's about the responsibility part of it. But what most people are concerned, they're usually when somebody already passed that part of it. So what are some other fundamentals about buying a home? Well, one is do you have the money? Now with money, um, fewer people have cash to pay for a house outright. So they're typically going to need to get a loan. So assuming you don't have the cash, and not say that some people might, if you have the cash, it's a much more simple transaction. But if you need a loan, you've got to prepare yourself. So one of the things that you need to look at when you're preparing to buy a home is, do you have the credit? Your credit score needs to be generally above about 600, 640 or so. The higher your credit, the better your rate is going to be, and often the more loan that you can get. So credit's the first part of getting a loan. The second part really is assets. Do you have the cash? Now, we just talked about getting a loan, so what's this cash have to do with it? Well, generally you have to have, number one, some sort of deposit, depending on your loan program, although there are some programs that do 100% financing, but they're kind of niche products. But you need some cash for your down payment. You need cash for inspections. You need cash for a deposit when you put in an offer. So there's a set of cash that you need to have. And most lenders are going to require you to have some sort of reserve assets, monies that you can tap into. Now, sometimes that can be in a retirement account or some other investment account, but it has to be money that you can access relatively quickly. And then after that, it's really about putting together a plan. You need to have a plan put together, especially in our current market, to see success. Because if you don't have a plan, you're probably just going to start stumbling over yourself and other people. Right now in our current market, homes are disappearing within hours. And you really do need to have all of your things your plan put together and all your ducks in a row, so that when you do find a great house, that you can move forward. So like I was suggesting to this person, it's like you need to have enough money for your down payment, your closing costs, the reserves. And as far as down payment, there's loans that go as low as 3% if you are not doing a 100% financing loan. Sometimes you can get grants and credits and stuff like that. Sometimes sellers are willing to offer that. Not in our current market, but it's all about, and each person's situation is unique. I can tell you some very general information, but what it really pays to do is sit down with a professional, talk through your situation, talk through your goals, and be ready. The right time for you to buy is when you're ready to buy. That's really what it all comes down to. Don't wait on somebody else's kind of permission, so to speak. But that being said, you have to have your lending in place and talk with somebody about that, and just go for it. Don't wait for someone to sort of give you permission, if you will. It's more so a personal decision. Right now, it's a very tough market for buyers out there. That doesn't mean that I just beat out. I was told now it's 8 other offers. the other day, but it was a right property. We structured a deal well. And when we reviewed the property, the buyer's like, what do I need to do to get this property? And we got it. So put together a plan, talk with a professional, and I can even help you with, understanding where your credit is, understanding, what monies you're going to need, and then get ready to pull the trigger and move forward when you're ready to go. So set some goals for yourself, talk with a professional to help you set those goals, and go for it when you're ready. That's when you need to buy a home.